back when I initially played Ori and the Blind Forest, I immediately decided it's got to be in my top five of all time played games. While it's been a few years, I'm still going to say that Ori and the Blind Forest is definitely up there. It's got to be one of those games that just hit me deep in the heart and kept my attention. And to this day, I think it's aged pretty well. I think it's still up there as one of the greatest games I've had the pleasure of playing. Well, here comes the question. Do we think that the sequel lives up to its name? Just a reminder, I do stream on Twitch, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Come catch me over there. Ori and the Will of the Wisps had big shoes to fill in my eyes. Its predecessor had me enthralled to the extent that I replayed the game several times and even streamed it on Twitch with the hardest difficulty enabled. This review is going to be hard to do without constantly bringing up just how great a game the original was. I cannot say anything further about this series without bringing up its fantastic music. The soundtrack fits right into the awe-inspiring world the developers have created here, and it's not just the boss or cinematic scenes. Every jump or attack feels empowered by the sounds, as the music seems to uplift and inspire you closer to the goal. The music is not the only sensory champion here. Visually, the game has a very luminous feel that is pleasing to the eyes. All the different areas in the game have their own look and feel, which truly builds onto the story of that zone. There are lands that have just started to be touched by the corruption, and you can slowly see it manifesting in the world. And there are areas that have been completely destroyed and have become barren and toxic. Ori himself is a bright and vivid character, just as he was in the original. His movements are smooth and progression is rewarding. Unlocking new abilities feels both satisfying and empowering. There is nothing quite as enjoyable as going back to a previous area with new moves and finding hidden routes, shortcuts, and secrets. While the progression can make you feel almost too powerful in older regions, they will almost certainly test your skills in the harder zones. There is also no shortage of unlockable skills. I often found myself constantly excited and surprised that I just received a new ability again. They are well spread out and strategically placed to make sure the game never becomes too easy, while constantly giving you a new fun and exciting way to explore the world. One addition to the game is the use of spirit shards. They are passive upgrades that are swappable depending on your playstyle. As you progress through the game, you will unlock more slots, which allow for more shards to be equipped. So far, most of what I've explained has been very similar to my initial experience with the first game in the series. The one aspect that has dramatically changed has been the combat. Ori and the Will of the Wisps introduces a much more involved combat experience through tougher enemies and even boss battles. To counteract this experience, we are also introduced to a whole new range of combat abilities. From swinging swords and hammers to firing magical bows, the game has a wide variety of aggressive maneuvers to perform that often end up melding with your platforming skills. And that is where the game truly shines. The longer you play the game, the more you get into a rhythm instinct state that has you melding attacks and movement abilities all in one. Suddenly, traversing the lands feels like a breeze as you cross what was previously slow or impossible terrain in a matter of seconds. Ori and the Will of the Wisps also has a wide variety of new interactable characters. These characters offer side quests and extras that, while aren't necessary to the progress of the main story, do make for welcome additions to the world. Finding secret objects and hidden areas would often progress and develop a side character's quest for you. A few of the characters act as tradable NPCs as well. One may sell you maps to help traverse the environment, while another will tell you exactly what percentage of the game you have completed. Even how many times you have jumped. Creepy. There are even characters that sell and upgrade abilities and weapons. The game progresses its narrative with smart gestures and expressions, and you are constantly wondering what lies in wait around the next corner. I try to remain as spoiler-free as possible with my reviews and footage, and so when it comes to the story, I can only say this. If you found the original in the series a tearjerker, you are going to be bawling in this one. So, who is this game not for? And what are the flaws? The first and probably most obvious one is that this game is a platformer, and a challenging one at that. If you are familiar and at ease with the genre, they will introduce elements to you gradually that you can pick up and grow with. But if platformers are a struggle for you, or if it is not your style of gameplay, you are probably going to want to give this one a skip. There is also probably some smaller niche of players out there that enjoy platformers but can't stand combat-orientated mechanics. I want to say that you should probably still at least try this game, as the combat and platforming tend to meld efficiently into one another. As for the flaws, well, I can't really fault it on anything. My experience was pretty seamless and quite frankly, enjoyable. I did have one little thing to poke at the game, but that's more an observation than a flaw. I couldn't help but feel that the game drew on a lot of inspiration from another platformer I enjoyed, Hollow Knight. Interactive side quests, combat abilities, upgradable powers with limited slots. The list goes on. At the end of the day, that's what evolving a game is about. Taking the good aspects of the genre and progressing the gameplay and story in a meaningful way that we all want to see. All in all, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a strong successor to the franchise, and will go down as one of the games that did sequels right. I sometimes just wish the series would stop making me cry so much with its story. Hope you found this video entertaining, enjoyable. Maybe you found something you didn't like, maybe you found a lot of things you did like. If there's anything you want to give me, any advice on, any comments you want to share, guys, more than welcome. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. If there's anything you want to share further beyond that, maybe like a one-on-one kind of experience, you know where to catch me on Twitch by now. I've been talking about it a lot recently. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Links in the description below. But if you did enjoy this video and you want to see some more of it, you gotta do those YouTube things that people tell you to do all the time. Like, subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications. Such a weird system. New to YouTube, this is all sort of different for me. Anyway, until next time, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.
I landed in the water and I survived. I'm not even joking. Cubes, don't kill me now. I did so well to get there. Can I get in?